Tuesday night, and where else would I be but here with you? DJ Stutz here with Little Hearts Academy USA, and I'm also the host of Imperfect Heroes podcast. And today I am in Northern California, a town called Oroville, and I've got the Feathered River right over here behind me. I'm at the Feathered River Park while my grandkids are practicing soccer. And so I'm holding on to my dog, hoping that she doesn't decide to run after another dog that might walk by. So we'll give it a try. Before we get started on our topic for today, I just wanted to remind you that parent-teacher conferences are coming up. And a lot of times as a teacher, I would have parents that came in and they were distracted. I would try to help them with questions and information that they needed, but they were kind of disconnected in a way. And then other times I've been the parent and I've gone in and I have felt like maybe the teacher wasn't quite as prepared as I wanted them to be. So it can go either way. I'm here to help you out. So I have a workshop and it's called Parent-Teacher Conferences and making the most of your parent-teacher conferences. So I'm going to put the link down in the comments below and you'll be able to just go right there. It's a 1-hour workshop that you can listen to at your leisure. And then when you let me know that you've finished, we can make arrangements for a call. And I am happy to talk to you about any questions you had from the workshop, any ideas, things that you are uncertain of in going in. And I'm there for you. So with that, you're going to get the workshop and a private call between us once you're finished watching the video. So I think that's a great deal. Just go to the link in the comments below and you'll be able to register for that. And that's going to be open probably until the first week or second week of November, because parent-teacher conferences are generally done by then. I know that the school that I last taught at, they were done the few days before Thanksgiving break, and yet my grandsons have already had theirs here in California. So there's a wide variety of when they're getting done. So I'm here to help you out and to prepare and to help you know what information your teacher needs and what questions you need to ask. You're only going to get maybe 15-20 minutes tops. That time flies by with all of the information that you need to have about your student and where to go from here. So go ahead and register for that. I am excited about it. Now, our topic for today is your child ready to become a historic figure? And the truth is, your child, unless they're not born yet, but your child is a historic figure now. So the things that they do every day, the things that are going on around them and how they react to that is all part of the history that their children will be learning about. And so when you think about it, let's go back 20 years, 30 years to whenever you were young and a kid, and the things that were going on there, your children are learning about that. How do we get kids interested in history? Well, it's really pretty cool. And the chances are, if your child is maybe a year old, you're already getting them interested in history. As soon as you give them their origin story, this is what happened when you were born. They love hearing those stories. And then you use the term, this is your history. This is our family history. If you want to go and tell them about how you and your spouse met and how you guys became a family, those are great stories that your children love to hear. Let them see pictures of you and your spouse, your grandparents, aunts and uncles, when they were the same age as your child. That's their family history. And when you start using and connecting the word history to those stories, they start developing a very different attitude about history than a lot of kids seem to have. And a lot of adults seem to have as it goes. So that's something that's really important. And then we want to know even further of where things started, where our country started, what happened in our town, how did our town originate, what's some of the history that's happened in our town. You know, you can go for a walk, go to the downtown area, or go to some of the sites that are around your town if you're living in a little bit of an older town. Small towns are great with history. And look at the mile markers, look at the historical places that are there. Be excited about going to museums and learning about the past. And when you're excited about it, they're going to be excited about it. So my guest this week, her name is Barbara Ann Mojica, and she is a mother, a grandparent. She has over 40 years of teaching experience. She's also an author and a historian. And she has the series of books called Little Miss History, and she's written them for kids to learn about different events in history. And it's kind of cool because she lives up in the Hudson Valley in New York State. That place is it's just filled with historical sites and historical events. And so growing up around that and being able to, you know, see, oh, this big main event happened here, this battle happened here. Those are key things for kids to be interested in. If you live back east, you've got a ton of that. But you know, out west, there's a ton of things to get into and to look into as well. And so what is how did your family wind up where they are? For me, my family on my dad's side, on the Benyon side, so that's my dad's paternal line, they came from a town in Wales, the very north town of Wales. You can't go any further north without getting into the sea. And they came over on a boat and did not come in through New York. Their boat came around Florida, and they actually landed in New Orleans. And then they went up the Mississippi, settled there for a little bit, and then they and their family crossed the nation, crossed the continent, and landed in places like Utah and Idaho and California. And so we've got a big, rich history. What's really exciting is that somebody put together a book with the stories of my family and how they grew and how they experienced life. And in fact, John, and he's the main guy who came over from Wales, he kept a daily diary. And so you can see he planted seeds this day, and then he watered, and then they had trouble getting the water. And you can see their day that we have. We were able to go with our kids when they were younger to a town in Oregon